What is up, guys? So here we have a video on the clocked at 32 miles per hour trophy achievement, and this is going to be my first playthrough. The recordings you're going to see here. So as we go along, I'm going to show you things that I definitely would do differently to make it just a bit easier, and you won't be as close as 2 hours 57 minutes, which is what I was. So I'm going to let this guy finish talking and we're going to get into it.
Welcome to Isla Nublar. Here's where you get to prove you can succeed where others have failed. In challenge mode, your ability to run and manage a park will really be put to the test.
So I'm just going to be rattling off tips as we go along, and as I watch myself doing the commentary on this, I can see so many things that I would do differently. For instance, that road isn't exactly straight. Straight roads are always good because you can put a lot more amenities, as in shops or any kind of a building. If it's curved, then you're going to reduce the space you have to do it. Okay, so we're going to slap up the power plant and the expedition center. Now you can find in the description the build order of the first 10 or 15 buildings, and then from there you kind of just have to go with what the park wants you to do. So thirdly, we're going to have the fossil center. Now, I have attempted this on Jurassic difficulty already, and I'm halfway through that playthrough. And the thing I did with this was I made a save point on every star. So what you need to do is get better and better at getting 0 to 1 star. Get that, try 3 or 4 times, get used to it, or follow this guide. And once you've got that the best you can, under 35 or 40 minutes, then you should be okay. Then you make a save, then you have to restart again, or if you have to restart any time again, you just start from the first star. And then you do from the first star to the second star, get that as best as you can before an hour 25, and then you can load from there if you have to restart, and so on and so forth. Now, a couple of other mentions with the whole fossils and extracting the DNA from the fossils. I show the first couple of times that I do that because you need to prioritize the fossils in the order that you're going to be doing the dinosaurs and selling the ones that you're not going to be creating. So if you have a list, or check the list in the bottom of all the dinosaurs that I'm going to use, any fossil that you get that isn't one of those dinosaurs you can sell. Now at this point of the game, for the first 4 hours or whatever it was, well, that wasn't my Jurassic difficulty, for the first hour and a half of this one, I was extracting fossils that I wasn't going to use. So that is a massive perk as well, to be able to know that at the start, to sell all the fossils of the dinosaurs that you're not going to be using. And then after a little while, I think it's after about an hour, I completely skipped the sorting of the fossils because it's just a waste of time, and I wanted to trim down this video as much as I could. I think I got about 25 minutes off it, which is why it doesn't match up to the actual time of the game time, that is. Okay, so we're going to build the research center there on the right, and then we're going to do a fast food place there. Hopefully you'll place it better than that. And that's just going to keep the first couple of guests happy for a while. So we're going to start our first pen, and this is going to be 3 by 3, so 3 across and 3 down, 3 lengths of the, or 4 lengths of the fence. And I do adjust this slightly sometimes to accommodate for certain areas. Dig sites must be prioritized completely, no matter what you're doing. Stop what you're doing and send the dig team out again.
Expedition was a success in large part because of you. Take a bow. Don't expect me to clap.
Now with the contracts, I show a good couple of them. I show you which ones you can cancel. It's pretty straightforward. Just cancel the ones that are going to take a long time, like reach an island rating of 3 or something like that.
I'd contract myself if I had the time, but I don't. You, on the other hand.
Now I love the sandbox mode because you can turn off those things. They are so irritating. It's beyond irritation after a while when you're trying to do something or trying to control a storm or an outbreak of dinosaurs, and you get these fucking bloody contracts coming every 2 seconds. Now in the sandbox mode you can actually turn it off. Anyway, after my venting, don't put the power supply there. Put it somewhere else where it's not going to be in the way of a building that can go down. Well, the only thing I put over there is a monorail, so you can hug it. Just don't put it by the fence. Yeah, like I was saying with the contracts, I edit them out at the end, and when you get nearing the end, you won't even bother cancelling them because your money will be flowing. Now the first pen is going to be consistent of 2 pens sharing an incubation hatchery place. thing about this game is the first, I don't know, let's say half an hour, 45 minutes is normally very slow. The second you get a second big team in there, things start hotting up quick. And some other general things are use the cheapest paths possible, although I don't like the grey colours, but see I made the pen just a slightly bit bigger there. But yeah, use the cheap paths, and you only have this fence to use at the start, and this particular pen I'll only upgrade the right hand wall because next to them is going to be the Velociraptors and the Metricanthosaurus. Now the Veloci's, you mustn't release those until after the first storm because they go absolutely tits crazy. And if you just have a normal fence like this one over here, they will break through that in one storm. You will get more storms along the way, but wait until after the first one before you release those guys. And also try and max out your genomes before creating dinosaurs, or get them at least above 90% before I will attempt them, because at the beginning every dollar is priceless. I think there's a name for that, not sure what it is. But okay, this is how you're going to get one pen into two. Now on the left is going to be pen 1, and on the right is going to be pen 2. You'll see I'll divide them now. And the reason why I do this is because on the left hand side, pen 1, the dinosaurs are readily available at the moment. And then on the other side, you need the Ankylosaurus, Nodosaurus and so on, and they're going to take a while before you're actually able to dig them up. So you're kind of preparing. So what you're going to do pretty much is build pen 1 and 2, and then 3 you're going to fill before 2. And also at the end I will have a little clip of an island I built on the sandbox mode with everything turned off just to see which dinosaurs can go with which dinosaurs. And in doing so I was able to formulate a strategy when it came to pairing them up. As a rule of thumb, you can normally have a vicious tyrannosaur, you could say a large carnivore with a large herbivore, or a large carnivore with a very fast small herbivore. But obviously the Gallimimus, they will be eaten by the T-Rex, but you can have Brachys, Diplodocus and stuff with a Tyrannosaur. You can't have anything with an Indominus Rex, and the Indoraptor, you can have only one of them as well, but you can have other populations with him, or her. Also, with the genomes, I didn't add any genomes to any dinosaur. I just wanted to see if it was possible to get the 5 stars without actually doing it, and I did it on the medium difficulty, and I'm halfway doing it on the next one as well. And so far it seems that you don't have to do anything to the genomes because it greatly increases the cost of the dinosaur and only has a fraction of a difference on their rating. But I'm pretty sure that's going to change in Jurassic difficulty, which is why it jumps from 8 to 12 hours as your part-time. But it is strange because on the medium difficulty it says part-time 4 hours, and the trophy is for doing it in 3 hours. Okay, so I would place this differently. That particular substation I would put on the right hand side, I'll tell you in a second. And also with the wires, you should zigzag over the roads. So go right of the path and then far as you can to the left of the path. So the wires themselves are always only over the pathway and not going to be obstructing buildings. Now where the water is down there by the hatchery, that's where I would place the substation, so it can actually get the next hatchery I'm going to do as well. So just to the left of the water patch, in between the hatchery and the water there, outside of the pen. Like I said before, I'm going to have a clip of the island on sandbox mode, and I'll have a look around at that, and I actually used that clip as well to show you how differently I would place the hotels. So we want incubation speed and dig speed and dig yield. I think that's on 1 star though. And a massive fail for me, I think it was either the fossil center or the expedition center or the research center. I didn't equip the upgrades for like half an hour. So making sure once you've researched something, you're going to equip it straight away. The second you see that research across the screen, head to the research tab, research something else, and then go and equip your upgrade instantly. Just because it's going to have a massive effect on your lengthy gameplay.
Turn into living, breathing dinosaurs. And that's our true lifeblood.
Now with the ACU center, which is the asset containment unit, that's your helicopter, you don't have to build that for a very long time. I only used it sometime in the middle or the end to transport certain dinosaurs from that enclosed pen to a new one. And aside from that, if you do it correctly, you won't have any escapes. And if a tornado rushes through every single one of your pens in a nice long line, then load your game, because you're completely fucked if it does that. Even if your raptors get out, the time it takes to round them up and to repair everything, your rating has gone to shit. So
If you can handle all the chaos of the facilities and the dinosaurs, then really, how tough could completing this new contract be for a person of your talents?
yeah, so the ACU not important at the start or even at the middle. But again, I'm thinking that the Jurassic difficulty, you're going to need that top notch.
Of a new contract that's available. Looks like the kind of thing you can handle.
Okay, so the first viewing platform.
Even for blue, well, dino kibble ain't cheap.
So there is the first viewing platform. Now don't put it against the fence, put it just away from the fence. You can cover more ground that way. And you see the research pop up on my screen. Now, if I was playing, I would go straight there, research something else if you have enough money, and apply that particular upgrade, and just get used to doing that, because it can help you a lot. And here you can see you prioritize which dinosaurs you want to do next. Well, the ones that you want to do is Triceratops, Edmontosaurus, Struthiomimus, and yeah, Ceratosaurus. Okay, so at that point, scheduling is not needed. You will never use the genome tab. The shop and the restaurant, you most definitely will. And electric fences is something I would probably do now before I did the raptors. But if you wait till after the storm, you do have a little bit more time before you have to make them electric fences, because power is going to be short as well. Okay, substation, I like to put on the pathway between the structure and the path. So you can see they zigzag along the path with your wires, so they're only covering the path. That's a lot of paths. See, like these ones here, Edmontosaurus, sure, I need it, but the odd time you'll get ones that you won't use and just sell them, and this will become second nature. This is trial and error with this. See, Triceratops, I think it was above 90%, I'm not sure. And if you ever have diseases to research, that should be a priority over everything, except maybe dig speed and extraction speed, but that's obviously the first ones you will do. But the second you have a diseased dinosaur that you don't have the cure for, you're pretty much screwed. Although the researchers take very quick, so you could wait until it gets infected or sick, but it spreads like wildfire. So right there, added my upgrades to the hatchery, incubation. Now we're going to do probably electric fences. So at this point, we've got enough money for maybe one dinosaur, but you want to kind of leave at least the amount that you need to go send a dig team, because if you don't send a dig team, well, you don't have enough money to send a dig team, and you don't have any dinosaurs, then you have to sell buildings, which is not cool. So make sure you always have at least 100,000. I think it's 75 for the first Triceratops build, but don't build something or research something if it's going to put you in the negative, because at the moment you're running at a loss. And never ever equip a power plant output upgrade unless you've got the outage protection, because one outage and again everything goes tits up. So that's Edmontosaurus, you need him.
From where I'm standing, that's job done.
Contracts suck. You can't choose them. I just went with the one that I had the least of.
Opportunity has presented itself.
Normally. Okay. Now the Triceratops, again, massive mistake that I've done already is to make sure you have at least 3. Oh wait, I do have more there. I did skip ahead. Sorry, I did build dinosaurs. There was a long waiting period for just extraction. I did nothing else. and the dinosaurs were ready to go. So as you can see, I've released a couple, while a South African couple, which means, I don't know, more than 2. Struthiomimus you're going to need. Now at this stage, like there, you see, swap them around. So you prioritize the more powerful genes because there's a chance you could finish it and sell the next one. But if you're on like below 90%, then you have to research them both anyway.
I've just heard of a new contract that I think will be beneficial for the science division.
Who doesn't want to be in showbiz? You can sure help out the entertainment division with this contract.
So yeah, make sure you've got at least 2 or 3 Triceratops before you release them, like I did over there. Sorry I skipped the clip, but it was just a lengthy process of nothing. Okay, again, Struthio is almost there. And also, it's not going to look very, like, you know, attractive. You're not doing this for the look of it, you're doing it just for the stats. Which is why, again, on Sandbox, I really enjoyed playing it because you create more hills in the paddocks, make the ground uneven, and add grassland. Actually, add the grassland that actually improves your grassland rating on your dinosaurs.
Will be taking a proportion of your income. The amount they take will increase with your park's performance. It will never decrease, however. So
yeah, that's the new thing in challenge mode. They will start taking cash from you, certain percentage of what you're earning. At the start, that can be quite nasty. So at this point, I'm not even sure if I have a research going. But you always need to keep on top of that. It's just so difficult doing 20 things at once. Okay, so now we've got some dinos out there. The park is starting to make money. See here, I'm checking my upgrades. There's nothing of these yet, but the fossil center's definitely got some, I think. No, no, I'm not actually sure. It's the fossil center that you can upgrade first. It's the extraction speed.
Wow, keep this up and the sky's the limit.
So again, searching for the sites that have the Triceratops, Edmontosaurus, Struthiomimus. Chrichtonsaurus comes a bit later, and the Ceratosaurus is available pretty early as well, along with the Velociraptor. So that's 6 Triceratops, 2 Struthios. And again, I'll have a list in the description of the amounts in each pen.
Opportunity is knocking.
And you can follow that list if you so desire. So that's Struthio full.
I've heard good things about the expedition. You certainly made the science division a star. And me. And of course you too. I'm not forgetting, just prioritizing.
I've got a new contract that would really help out the entertainment division. Shouldn't be a problem for a person of your skills.
You find anything interesting? I want to know about it. If you don't tell me, I'll find out about it anyway. Your choice. Make the right one.
Okay, Struthio is completed. And I like to do this on the pens to have a little dual gate over here, so the animals can't rush out when your guys are driving in. And again, this kind of thing will be way more useful on the Jurassic difficulty. I was kind of just preparing for it. It'd be silly if you get civilians killed because they opened the gate. Goddamn contracts all the time.
A contract just landed on my desk. You need to take a look.
Okay, Edmontosaurus, we're going to definitely extract. And again, just clip forward a bit there. Sometimes I'll have a look around, see what I need to do, then load my game so I can do it quicker. But that's what I was kind of doing with the stars. Get to first star as quick as you can, under 40 minutes, and you're cutting it close. But I think with the the tips I'm going to give you on bettering what I've done here, you shouldn't have a problem getting that, especially with the position of the hotels. Always double check your upgrades. I must have added that again in the clip, but keep on top of those upgrades all the time. There's only a couple of buildings to look over now, and it's pointless upping the upgrades and not equipping them like I think I did for a little while. Okay, restaurant is up. Vital building. Management view, also pretty damn vital, but the needs of the guests are going to be quite easily met with what I mentioned about the hotel positioning. Clothes shop is the 4-star for shopping, which is a must. The restaurant is the 4-star for food. The bar is 4-star for the drinks. And fun is the arcade 4-star. At the start I will adjust the prices of the shops. Once your money starts flowing, then you can just put them on max everything. I'm a little confused because you can assign the shop to encourage people for shopping instead of fun or something like that, but the management view never stays. It never sticks on what you choose. I'm not sure if you choose it, it sticks on it anyway, but I will show you a bit of that in a second as well. Okay, outages. I think power is going to be important very soon, so again you need to do the outage first, or whichever one you do first. Make sure you put the outage protection first. So if we go into the shop, oh no, we're not going to go into the shop yet. He's lacking power, so yeah, that is what is going to upgrade our station over there. Now for the clothes shop, you can see when you start earning 0 that it's too costly, and then once more guests come and purchase at that price, then you can increase it again. Okay, so at the moment we just need a gun for our first star, which is very soon on the horizon. And that's going to be in about 10-15 minutes, or definitely not 10, about 17 minutes. So we're going to slap in another power plant, and that's going to be the medium one. I think it's the medium one. I'm not sure if it's a small or medium again. I didn't see what I chose there. Obviously pick the greater of the two. Another skip forward there of some useless stuff. So the Ceratosaurus is one, I think that is the Dilophosaurus, which is what you're going to put. No, you're going to put the Velociraptor with them. Okay, Edmontosaurus, he is up next. And research complete, so now I need to go straight to the power plant and equip my upgrades. See, now pretty much that one goes first. So I've got to wait for it. There's no point in putting the protection.
Power is something we simply cannot ignore when it comes to our operations. Without power, we don't have any power.
I'm very much looking forward to Jurassic difficulty. What I've done so far is follow the same strategy I've done here, but it's at a much slower pace.
Nice work on that expedition contract. Hopefully what you brought back doesn't end up as another thorn in our side.
And also with the Jurassic difficulty, you've got to upgrade your ACU, whereas here in this difficulty it's almost useless, but animals will escape, storms will hit, and you will need to round them up and to trank them, so you got to put some research into that, which is why it takes so much longer. Okay, so we got 2 Edmontosaurus.
The science division has something you should take a look at if you'd be so kind.
This dinosaur, the Edmontosaurus, was originally uncovered at a site in Canada. I'll let you guess where. The T-Rex thinks these are delicious, and who's to argue?
So I don't know what he's talking about with Canada there. Maybe you can fill me in.
It's too good to miss. So don't.
So yeah, going to cancel a couple of them. Anything that requires you to take a photo. I mean, if the photo is going to be very quick and easy, why not? Depending on how much it's worth. Some management view, so we need drinks, food, and shopping. But the shop itself is not at capacity, so we're going to leave it for now. Sometimes you can place 5 shops around a certain hotel and it still says it needs shopping, which is bloody irritating.
See, this is what we need more of around here. You see an opportunity and you seize it. Cheers.
Okay, so it looks like I'm doing the electric fences now. This is in preparation for the Ceratosaurus and the Velociraptors. I'm not sure if I do put them out or release them after the storm or before the storm, but you definitely want to put them after the storm because you're going to save yourself quite a bit of hassle, and you can do the Ceratosaurus first anyway. So this one I went a little bit further down than the other one, and then straight across. Well, you shouldn't do the fences from the side like this. You should always do them long ways, so you're looking down the fence. So I don't know if that is straight or not. So I'm going to skip ahead here because I had to remove some of the fence and I wanted to place it just there. Now in between there is where I would place the first substation that's on the left over there, so it gets both these buildings. So in the center of this, depending on your build, the second you find yourself waiting for anything, then check your research and make sure you're doing something on the research if you can afford it. So once you get research team Bravo, things start speeding up pretty quickly and you'll finish your research fairly quickly as well. Another thing you can do when you find yourself waiting, and you will at the start, is to familiarize yourself with the dig sites. Plan where you need to go next, so you're not actually searching. You're actually just going straight there and going to the correct dig site. And they will become second nature as well. You'll know where they are after your first playthrough. Okay, so things are looking good at the moment. Let's see what I do next. I need to put in some water and some trees we're going to take away. Alright, just over 10 minutes till the first star. Things start heating up pretty quickly. Faster than a crackhead spoon is what they say in The Other Guys. Love that movie. Let me know if you think you're going to attempt the Jurassic difficulty, because I think this is the only guide on YouTube for this particular trophy at the moment. Because it is such a lengthy process. I just love doing guides like this where there's so much detail.
Yes. Well, the first mistake is usually the most serious one. And where did this all begin other than prehistoric DNA? I'm just saying. Or warning. You decide.
Oh, Mr. Goldblum, top 3 favorite actors of all time. So we're going to slap down a clothes shop over there, in between the viewing platforms, or soon to be in between them. Ceratosaurus is up next. Had a little trouble with the pathway here, which is why I like to clear the trees away.
The strides you continue to make. Really, I mean, it is just spectacular.
Thank you, thank you.
One for the ages. Which, for our facilities, seems appropriate.
Okay, so off the bat, star 1 is the Dig Team Bravo. And this is going to speed shit up, like I keep on saying. Things become way more interesting and you'll have more things to do than not. Ceratosaurus again. See those two there, he was on 65, so there's no point in actually swapping them around because you can use them both anyway. Okay, so the Ceratosaurus will be next, which means I need to get it ready. And you can do a water patch between the fence like that, and they don't need a lot of water at all. 1 or 2 watering holes. I just did more because it looks a bit better. And I really wanted to make them look prettier, at least. The pens put some more stuff in them, but it's just a waste of money on this playthrough. What I might actually do differently now, I might research Team Bravo and then the dig sites. So I could have done those at the same time. So yeah, probably would do that now thinking about it. I'll make these notes as I go through for the Jurassic difficulty. I'm fairly certain we're going to need all the bloody help we can get. Also let me know if you think I should do a guide on the 12-hour run. Depending on how this one fares, I might just do it because I love doing it. Nah, I'll definitely do it if I get the time. But for now, I have to do the second part of this one first, which I haven't even started editing. I just wanted to get the first part up and running. So again there, prioritize your extractions.
The more we earn, the more we can spend on scientific pursuits, right?
Right. So keep a close eye on your research after the first star, because you want to motor through that as quickly as you
People
can.
like to feel secure. That's our job. This contract enhances our ability to do so.
So I bought the Ranger Center, or the Ranger Station, and again, you might not need it this early, and probably make it straighter than that, but you might not need it this early. But in case a dinosaur gets sick, you're going to need one of them ready to go. So I thought, I've got a bit of cash, let's just push that out quickly. Because like I was saying before, you just get one disease without a Ranger Center and you're almost screwed. But it is containable for a disease because they research quickly. Okay, so on the right I've got Velociraptor, I would assume, and Ceratosaurus, which is our next two dinos we're going to build or create in pen number 3. Always go from left to right with the pens, or the paddocks is what they should be called. See right there, dig speed, dig yield. So I didn't wait too long to attach that. So do your dig speed and dig yield, 2 of the first one and 1 of the dig capacity. So now things are going to start speeding up. I say this as nothing's happening. Ceratosaurus is on, what is he on, 91%, and I deemed that sufficient. And you can do one at a time with these guys. Now before you actually release any dinosaur, just it should become second nature. You click on a hatchery, you want to release the dinosaur, stop, go to the paddock and see if there's anything else that needs to be done. Make sure it's got the food, make sure it's got the water, because it can affect your island rating if they come out with nothing to eat or drink.
Alright, this is what I'm talking about.
And that can affect it quite badly. And also what I've done there with the multi-paddock, you need to trank a dinosaur immediately.
Now this contract is perfect for improving the security division. I'd be disappointed if you reject it.
Yeah, you need to trank a dinosaur immediately because that enclosure obviously is not an enclosure, and that will affect your island rating as well. So Ceratosaurus and Velociraptor still going, almost done on him. Okay, another viewing platform, leaving space
Taking that
between the
contract was
fence.
the smart choice. You've proved that. Thanks.
And what you're going to do, you're going to have 2 of those lookout towers either side of that. And placing those I will do very differently as well, which I will explain once again when I get there. If you're at this pretty point now, then what you should do is start looking at capacity. Have a look at your percentage on the hotels of overcrowding. If it's above 9-10%, then build one. I would even build another one on 8% because you know it's going to change very soon, and that greatly affects your island rating for your park.
Now this contract is something special, and I know just the person for the job. Can you guess who I'm thinking about?
Also, before building a hotel, you got to make sure you have enough room around it to build several shops, because each hotel is going to need one.
Here's an opportunity that you have to see.
Well, one. Each hotel is going to need several shops built around it. Okay, so power is out. I'm not sure if I've actually equipped my power upgrades, but I'm fairly certain I'm going to go do it now. And like I said before, I'll eventually stop showing the fossil screen and edit out every time I go to that screen, because you will eventually just stop using the fossils, like I was saying before.
I couldn't think of anyone else I'd rather offer this contract to than you. That's no lie. It's not really the truth either, but whatever.
So again, zigzag down the path with the wires. See, like there, I didn't zigzag. Go to the other side of the path and then come back this side, just to prevent any wires blocking buildings. Okay, expedition's done. We're going to head down there to the Diplodocus. No, that wasn't Diplodocus, that's Dionysus. Dionysus? No, it is Deinonychus. Deinonychus, that's it. Okay, so you see there, you got a yellow tick by the disease. Go straight there, research them all. That should prioritize over absolutely everything else. And they're fairly quick. Okay, that is how quick the research goes with the diseases. So I definitely should go to the research. The second you see the research screen, like I was saying before, go straight to the research. Get it done. So even here, you have some of them which are 2 stars, some are 3 stars. Just go for the 4 stars and 5 stars if they are 5 stars. I don't know if they're 4 or 5. 4 stars, yeah, 4, 3, 2, etc. And this is why I start skipping the fossil screen. There's just no need for you to see this once you get up to speed on the strategy. Okay, Ceratosaurus is next, but before I release him, check the park. I need stuffs. You definitely only need 1 for the start. When you add the Velociraptors, the only way they're going to panic is if they're trying to eat and a Ceratosaurus walks close to them. They will run away panicking. So it's best to have 2 feeders as far apart as possible. Maybe 2 feeders and 1 goat feeder, live bait feeder. So there we have the first disease. And we're going to sort them out quick sticks.
A carnivore, I see. This time, a Ceratosaurus. There are distinctive spines that run down its back, and a bladed horn on its head. Just what you don't want to run into when you're out there alone. Or in a group.
Ceratosaurus then. So I would build this wall, or these gates, closer to the fence just above it. Just to have a bit more space next to the hatchery. And I'm just building my entrance for the rangers. See here, should have gone for that fossil first, but just stop caring because there are other things that need to be done. So somebody's waiting, you have to free up space before you can get that guy in. I would definitely sell one of those. They're all Dilophosaurus, and I need them.
Advance our work here in the science division.
So with the research, a slight change of order. I would
Remember,
most
the show
definitely
must
do
go on.
the
This contract makes that possible.
research team Bravo, which is right there. Not sure why I didn't do it, but I went for dig yield instead, which at the moment I have too many anyway. So the research team Bravo is definitely top of the list there after your dig yield, or even first. I would probably do it first now so you can double it up. Okay, plenty of fossils. Might even consider increasing the capacity over speed for a little bit and see how that measures out. That's actually not a bad idea. Try that. So research team Bravo is next. Well, hopefully it's next. See that entrance I did to the second pen, or pen number 3 of paddock 3, would place differently. Okay, so here we go, the hotel. Do not place the hotel there. This is a clip from my sandbox game, which I've done identical, almost identical, but you can see where I put the hotels right at the top against the back wall, leaving plenty of room for the amenities and to please your guests. So this is a must do. Also try and flatten out the land from the start point outwards, and you won't have the hotel on a hill over there. So the hotels are at the back, and I probably wouldn't put the hotels that close together. because they just require too much and the overcrowding increases quite dramatically. So as you can see there, put the hotels at the top. Do not put them when I've put them right there, because you're going to limit your space used. Yeah, so that is the biggest change I did, definitely, from first to second playthrough. Alright, Veloci's are up next, along with the with the Ceratosaurus, which is already in. And with the Velociraptors, I would say release 3. So see if you can research your hatchery capacity and do 3 Velociraptors instantly. I think it is 3 or 2, but we can have a look at that. We'll just check on that when I release them. So they're just familiarizing again myself with what's next and what's upcoming. The one on the right hand side there, the top right, is the Chrichtonsaurus, and you'll need that for your paddock number 2. So there again, I've got the message that there isn't enough space. I don't know why I didn't think of it before, but I might change one of them to dig yield. Is that dig yield? Yeah, not space. That was yield. So that's probably just going to worsen the situation I'm in now with not having enough space. Oh, it bugs me to see the hotel there. Mistake. Don't do it. I mean, you could probably build a road behind that going up to another one in the background if you wanted to. But it's going to be too far away from the monorail.
I wasn't entirely sure about this one, but you proved me wrong. Here's a new security contract. Interested?
And at the end of the video, I'll also show you a clip of the Nodosaurus, the jungle theme, or jungle pattern, for completing it on medium difficulty in under 3 hours. A whopping 2 hours 57 minutes. I didn't think I was going to do it, but the placing of a hotel rocketed me to victory. So yeah, I mean, I'd definitely have a look at the capacity, the fossil capacity, and see if you can increase that. And maybe it'll research in time, or extract in time, to free up some space. So again, I saw some disease there, but thank goodness I did the research team bravo. Definitely do that first, no question about it. Increase capacity. Well, see over here, the speed of these didn't really matter, but obviously rather equip it than don't equip it. It does use a lot of power though. Alright, what is up next? We got the Velociraptors. Definitely do not release one at a time. So again, consult the description to figure out which ones you should max out next, which genomes. And once you've done the Velociraptor and the Ceratosaurus, you want to start on the Brachiosaurus and the tall-necked herbivores, which is going to be in Central America, where I just researched there, or went to dig. Okay, we're going to start construction of paddock 4. Again, going 3 lengths by 3 lengths, and slight adjustment if you feel the need. This one is going to be a bit thinner, as you can see. See, Dilophosaurus, you need. The Chunkingosaurus, you do not, so you can definitely sell that fossil.
That contract is completed thanks to your hard work.
I think you can have 3 Ceratosaurus actually. Okay, well I guess I'll release them on 2. And hopefully I'll have a look and see if this was a bad idea or not.
I've reported your success up the chain of command. Well done.
So again, Dilophosaurus I need.
We've got a new offer here that you should definitely look over.
You up for a new challenge? Well, then you are gonna want to see this new contract.
The more buildings we have, the more chance to increase our revenue.
So the research speed can only be done on 2 stars.
Another contract. Might as well give it a look, right?
I wonder if you can turn those off. I know you can turn the contracts off in Sandbox, but in campaign mode, I'm not sure, or challenge mode, I'm not sure if you can. But if you can, Jesus, turn them off. Or turn the notifications off. You'll actually need the contracts themselves at the start to help out with cash flow. So again, disease, get that researched. I think we're going to have 6 Velociraptors in here, and the next one's going to have 8 Dilophosaurus and 1 or 2 Metricanthosaurus. Research disease, quick done. And the Edmontosaurus is done already, so we can sell that guy. Over here you're going to have the Dilophosaurus and the tall herbivores and some small ones as well. So the best way to do it is to have a list right next to you while you're playing and just cross them off when your genome's done, just to better use the dig time given to you. But like I was saying before, I've done plenty of mistakes on this, and correcting them now will save you a shitload of time. Okay, we're going to get rid of a whole lot of forest over here. So I'm going to speed this up, or I don't know if I speed it up or skip ahead. Speed up it is. See over here, I messed up and chose the wrong tool, and I started messing with the landscape, and that is a big no-no. You do not want to waste time having to flatten out a mistake like that. If I had a save game, I would have loaded it in a second. I should have actually had a look at the autosave, how far back it was, because that's just going to mess you up the whole way through.
I think you're up to tackling this contract. At least look it over.
I'm forming a deep dislike for these contracts. I think only sandbox mode will be what I play on after this. But you have to have one complete save game to have the special features, the skins for the Jeep and stuff like that. So I don't think are available in sandbox, which sucks. I could be wrong though. Some of the updates with the 1.4, I think it is you have the ability to change a lot of the weather settings and auto feeders, turn contracts off, turn notifications off, which is infinitely better. So I think it breaks the immersion of the game, having to sort these contracts out all the time. And the fact that you can't decline them now, you have to pay to cancel them. Fine, whatever, that's fine. Just the contracts themselves, they're so monotonous. Okay, so Power Station is up next there, and the viewing platforms at least will be soon after that. Okay, so as you can see, I'm not getting as many fossils in now, which is fine, because as long as there's something to extract, then it's worth it. Okay, so we have 3 and 2 in there. Well, 4 and 2 should I say. Another thing I did on the sandbox mode, on the tester, was the dinosaurs that I'm putting into these pens now. On the sandbox mode, I put more dinosaurs in and see which dinosaurs could actually go with these. And I should have a link in the description to that video, but that'll only be posted after the second version of this, no time soon. But if I can, I'll put in the description extra dinosaurs that can be put in certain of these pens, in a certain amount of these pens. Some of them you can't do at all, or can't add more at all. Okay, Ankylosaurus. We want Ankylosaurus because he's going to go into pen number 2. And the only thing you'll research dinosaurs wise is the Baryonix over there. And that's going to open up a dig site in the UK. And the Chrichtonsaurus over there is another one that's going to be in pen or paddock 2. Gotta get used to saying paddock. That's what they say in the movie. I actually did a video on every single trophy in this game, along with the clip from the movie, but for the copyright purposes it wouldn't let me post it. I thought maybe if I didn't monetize it, it would still let me put it up, but it definitely did not, so I wasted a good 2 days on that. This was a fair while ago, before the game actually came out. Okay, so the Ankylosaurus right there, Ankylosaurus. And what do we have here? The Corythosaurus we're going to need as well. We have 2 of those in pen 2 as well. Edmontosaurus is done, I think. Not sure.
My advice? Keep your animals well fed.
You see, because I clicked on a Velociraptor there that was running away from the food, he was very, very hungry. So like I was saying before, have them as far apart as possible. Don't put them as close as I've got them there. And there's no need to do 3, they just need to be far apart. And you could do a live bait feeder, because that is going to be roaming around, so that gives food on multiple locations. Okay, Dilophosaurus complete. Dennis Neary, I think his name was, the one who got eaten by the Dilophosaurus. A deadly but beautiful addition to Jurassic Park, I think the quote is. Okay, another Velociraptor right there. Sticking to the sites that I need. Consult the description for the ones that you need, or just follow this step by step. Okay, we're looking good at this moment. We're at 50, no, I was going to say 52 minutes because that's what it was on the video. It is 106 over there, so that's how much time I've saved or shaved off this video for unnecessary footage. The toy shop, don't bother with the toy shop at all. You will not need it, do not research it. Okay, now we're going to sort out our viewing platform. We just have enough to research it. I don't know if I want to do it with just that amount. I think I probably do because I'm earning money. But there is also a disease there that I haven't done, and you should research that. Priority. It's in the top 3 priority, that is. So Ankylosaurus, we need that. Definitely research that and that. Or should I say extract. Okay, looks like 1.5 stars. And the second star comes at 1 hour 25, so not too far. Not too far from it. So electrified steel is what's going to be needed for the next one. But I would definitely do the disease in the bottom left corner again there. Shouting at me. I think I've got 6 Velociraptors now.
If there is something more valuable than a living, breathing, predatory beast from an era long past, then I don't know what that would be.
Okay, so at this point, I would definitely prioritize the Brachiosaurus, Diplodocus, and the Camarasaurus, I think it is. Camarasaurus, I think.
But it can always be better. Consider this contract.
And once you've done the contents of Pen 2, which I should get onto fairly soon.
Hey, I just received a new contract you are definitely going to want to check out.
And every once in a while, cancel some contracts, but you don't want to spend too much time with that screen. Cancelling it gives you about, well, cancelling it costs you at least about 75k, and sometimes you'll only get 100k. So not really worth it. So this is all going to look shitty at the moment.
More buildings can only mean more opportunities.
See, she spoke up there because I clicked on the building, and that's what I need to do, is build more buildings, but obviously it's the type of building that matters. So Velociraptor is full on the social scale. The Ceratosaurus, I'm not sure, I think I probably could have done a third one. Just check up on that, make sure the social is full on the Ceratosaurus with the Veloci's. Baryonix, definitely going to need him. And the Anky is nearly done. Was that the Diplodocus, I think it was? No, that was the other shelled one. You probably don't need that. Unless it was a Chrichtonsaurus, then definitely research it. Okay, this is when I start the second pen. But I'm probably going to add some upgrades to it. Just having a scout, management views. That's something else might do slightly differently. Before I build the next pen, have that as like a staging point. And before you build a pen, check your management view. Make sure the hotel requirements are met. So at this point now, you can increase the price and it doesn't go to 0. Increase the management, the staff, so you can serve more people. And that will replace you having to actually build another restaurant. So I think I was going for the Chrichtonsaurus there and the Ankylosaurus. Then after that you go for these guys, the large herbivores. So the herbivores are only going to come maybe 3 or 4 pens time. As you can see, not very straight, not pretty, but in the end it was effective enough. Now the way I would place these things would be very different as well. I would line this thing up, I would go more left and line it up with the edge of the paddock, and then actually pivot a little bit so the line of the paddock lines up with the straight line of the viewing angle. See there, I've left gaps everywhere, and I'm going to show you right now what I mean. So focus your attention on this paddock, paddock 3. I don't show it very quickly there, but I will freeze frame it in a second. Focus on the top of paddock 3 there, you can see my 2 angled towers. Now the line of their sight is going down the line of the fence, of the middle of the pens. So this way you'll be able to get a lot more space covered with the viewing angle right there. I don't show it because I wasn't actually showing the video for that, but you can see the angle of them, and on my Jurassic playthrough I most definitely will do that. This way you'll have better dinosaur visibility, which is a big part in the park satisfaction. So I'm lacking some power down the bottom there. Need to fix that. Let's see what upgrades I've got. Or not. So power upgrades here. Improve 2 and outage protection. Again, and I say it every time, I would research the disease first. Expedition waiting. So Dilophosaurus we need. Chrichtonsaurus we need. Corythosaurus we need. Edmontosaurus is done. Could have solved that one. So that pen is complete. Pending your check on the Ceratosaurus. See if you can add another one or if the social meter is full. Okay, continuing in the next paddock. This one's going to be a bit thinner. Now because of my massive mess up with my terrain, this was just a little bit more difficult. If you mess up your terrain, don't fuck with it, just restart. There's no point in trying to make these straight when they go slight angle like that. So this one is going to have a major dip because of that dip. And I decided to leave it because it was still straight enough to put something along there. But like I touched on before, the curved roads or curved paths, curved fences, they always reduce your capacity for attachments. Okay, so let's check the power. We can change that. Oh, that's still out 1 and out 1. So I need another power plant, I think. So 1.5 star, or just over 1.5 stars.
Thanks for helping create entertainment.
No worries. Build it? No. Shooting star? No. I think I do build it because I'm pretty sure I'm going to do that next. Okay, power upgrades. It irritates me now when I see research complete and I don't go straight to the research tab. If you don't do it immediately, if you don't get into
Always
the
a pleasure to
running
work
of
with
doing it immediately, then you won't do it. Exhibit A right here. Another thing which you
Now
can do
this
to better this
contract-
run.
This contract could really help us both out.
Don't think I wanted to go for that. Luckily I
Tourists
didn't build
love
it.
their photos. It's a way to prove to the folks back home that, yes, they did indeed see dinosaurs. This division has photo needs as well.
Research speed and probably disease is what should be next. Just a viewing platform. Storm defense, I don't think I built either. Electric fences you'll need, but the scheduling as well I like to do. Just one. Depleted. So, start the next ones. Baryonix is up next, but I pretty much think I should fill up the pen 2. God damn it, paddock 2. I think in all my notes I've written down pen, so that's why I can't stop saying it. Okay. So the Corythosaurus was the Corythosaurus. I can't read it from here. Corythosaurus, that's it. Only 2 of those guys need to be in pen 2. Goddamn, paddock 2. And we're going to add the hatchery upgrade at the moment, so we can do 3. Yeah, so it is 3, not 2. So scheduling is probably the only one I want to do there. And for some reason, I just don't want to do the disease. Okay, it looks like we're starting the mono, and that's what this gap is for right here. Now the monorail track's going to be an absolute bitch to do. The first thing I wouldn't do is what I do right here, and to place this in between 2 hotels. I don't know how I got around this. I managed to do the track on the outside behind the hotels, which was very, very lucky. They don't like to go over hotels at all. So stick to the outside of the park. And at this point, I wouldn't go from this track, I would go from the monorail station to the track.
Agree with me.
That didn't work out,
Increase your
so
transport coverage and help us all take a load off.
yeah, I had to speed that up, or I skipped a section there to fix that. And every time I go into that corner, the game staggers so badly. It's so irritating. But this was before the 1.4 update, or was it 1.10? I'm not sure which one it is, but there was an update yesterday which increased bug fixes, so I'm still keen to check that out. Okay, power station. Now, the place I would build the power stations, I was just lucky to get away with one there, but I definitely wouldn't put it there. You need to save that space for the guests' needs. I would do that down below by the expedition, no, sorry, by the ranger station down there, and build a long line all the way down to the bottom of the park, a long path, and just build them all the way along there. This way you separate your industrial area from your commercial area, not having to mix them up. Which is why I've got all my viewing platforms on the north side of these pens. If you create them both sides, then you're having to build twice as many shops and amenities to please the guests at the viewing platforms. Just keep all your platforms on one side and then slot shops and stuff in between.
With this animal, the Corythosaurus,
Corythosaurus.
you can really see chaos in action. Think of all the combinations and patterns that life tries out, looking for that perfect structure. It's not about success. Life is about refining failure over and over and over again. Always a work in progress, ourselves included.
Awesome. Awesome line from Malcolm there.
The last thing you'll want is hungry dinosaurs in your park. Use a ranger team to resupply feeders.
I couldn't resist. I wanted to see what it was like to speed his voice up. And somebody liked one of my videos. How nice of them. Okay, so it looks like we're going to fill up the paddock 2. And I've got 2 hotels there. As you can see, they also have a viewing platform. So you pretty much could put one of those by a paddock, but it's just too big. You can get much more efficient viewing platforms with the size of that guy. Okay, so we're going to put the Chrichtonsaurus in there next. 3 of them. And again, just to touch on, because I won't have shortcuts to the stars and to the half stars, there's going to be a lot of information in the description. What paddocks have got what dinosaurs, and which ones have room to grow, as in you can actually add more, which I found out afterwards. So there's loads of information down there, as well as the build order for the first 15 or 10 buildings, as well as some research order.
Potentially dangerous dinosaurs. You are upping the risk factor in the facilities.
See there, I was lucky to have researched that particular disease. So it's pretty much the scheduling, at least, that you'll need here, and that is more than enough. And on the more difficulties, I also put a ranger station on the north side of this, exactly the same setup, but on the north side with gates opening further down, so they can be accessed from both sides. Otherwise it could take one ranger station too long. So pretty much to the right of the right hospital is where I placed a ranger station on the Jurassic difficulty. Pretty keen to get into that again. See how one fares. It's going to be a bloody long video, or series of long videos. But there isn't one on YouTube at the moment, a full walkthrough, so what the halo. Yeah, make sure that gate's closed when you start releasing the next guys, and open the next gate. Go to research, John. Go to research. Nope. And I've got the money. I should be focusing on upgrades and research.
Understood.
Yeah, the automatic refeeders, automatic feeders at least, they're absolutely awesome on sandbox mode. It actually makes the game slightly more boring, as irritating as they are. Having all those things on auto, you're pretty much waiting most of the time. Which is probably why they do it. I just wish there was something else that could be done instead of contracts. Thinking now what it could be, but contracts is the best way. I guess just more varied contracts that you can do. And also I guess this is time sensitive, so I'm not really wanting to focus on the contracts.
I think I read about this one before, in a book. It's got a novel name. The Chrichtonsaurus.
There we go, did the research eventually. Skipped ahead there. So we have the first one released.
Myself if I could. That's how good it is. Did I oversell it? You decide.
Coming up on our second star, and that's when things really start going tits up, twice as much as the first star, because you don't spend the resources quick enough, then you're not going to be able to do it in time. But if you're judging my star rating now from what you've got, you should almost have it. So I decided to go with an ACU in the end, right down the bottom there. Now these guys I will build close to the pens, and then I'll probably have a road in between them going all the way back, building if you need a hotel, but right there where I just built that is going to be the industrial area, all the power plants and anything that doesn't require the guests to attend. Although they do like to go to the hatcheries here, so a monorail is not a bad idea on that side, if anything. Okay, fossils are going quick. Having a look at that, I would probably change the dig speed to dig yield for a little bit and see if it makes a difference. I think I'll play around with that more. As you can see, our guests are in dire need. I have been neglecting them. That kind of thing, though, you know, can be resolved by placing a certain shop or two. And I suppose to get to the second star as quick as possible, you should focus on the guests, which is hopefully what I do now. Certainly looks like it. Okay, clothes, restaurant, and the arcade are the kind of things that we want. See, because I messed up that curved path over there, it restricted me from building. So I'll probably fix that now if I had to do it. I think just in general, the line along the top of the fence can be used more efficiently, like the first and second paddocks. But once this paddock 2 is done, then we can focus on some predators and wait for the first storm to hit. Okay guys, this is going to bring us almost to the end of this video and our second star. Now, part 2 of this is going to be the remaining time, I think probably the remaining time, and all the things you need to do the second you get your second star. Now I really hope you found this video informative. It took me a long time to do the research on the dinosaurs and finding out which ones can go with which dinosaurs and getting the correct variety and stuff like that to get the rating up. If you have any questions at all, please just ask. I'm always going to answer the questions. And please hit that like button as well. It really helps the channel. And let me know if you're keen for me to do the Jurassic difficulty as well as part 2 of this, which I'm going to do anyway. So yeah, part 2 is on the way. So I want to say thank you so much for watching, guys, and I want to catch you on the next one.